Hello everyone, thank you for joining in. Today we are going to talk about pre-order management and its challenges we face while implementing it. So before discussing the challenges, let's talk about what is pre-order. A pre-order is a functionality that allow a customer to place an order before its inventory available in the facility, but will be available at the specific date. So what are the benefits the business get if they implement a pre-order? If you are introducing a new product in the market and want a guaranteed sale, or if you don't want mountains of unsold inventory, at the same time you don't want to lose a customer if you have your item goes out of the store, then pre-order is a solution for your business. You can able to place an order for the products which is not even manufactured yet. The benefits here are that will be a demand signal for you because retailer can allocate the inventory for the region where the demand is high. There will be a less risk because the manufacturing are done on the real data on the physical units which are already being placed. There will be pre-order launch profits to the customer, and there will be flow maintained here from manufacturing to the product handling. There will be, you can avoid unsold stock or dead stock here because you know what the customer really wants. These are the basic benefits we get from the pre-order, but there are challenges which we face. In a obvious OMS, pre-order and back order are actually our same terms we are going to manage here. Where back order is a order where the item is not actually available in the inventory, whereas a pre-order is for the products which are not being released in into the market. But at the back end, when we talk about the implementation part, these two are the same terms. So, what are the challenges we face mainly with the pre-orders? First, there can be a communication gap between when different shipments arrive, or there will be update in the promised date, or there will be overselling of the products, or there will be delay in the product pre-orders, or you know these challenges, or you want to control the release of the pre-order. So today I'm going to talk about one of the challenge, that is controlling the pre-release of the items. In this case, ideally what happens, if you place an order online or any from different any channel, you want the order first, means for the person who first placed the order gets the order. But the merchandising team which we are dealing here is thought in a different mindset. They want it for the store first, where and a walk-in customer come, they have the inventory for them, because merchandising team and here the e-com team are working in silos. The merchandising team here totally focus on generating the revenue target or completing their year targets which they are already being planned. They are planning to complete their target, and for them, basically this happens with the companies which is brick and mortars, have brick and mortar store as well as the e-com digital first. In the last few years, the online sales are boosting. They have more generating revenue from it, but still, their first priority is the brick and mortar stores. So for them, they are, wanting the inventory for them, for the stores first, instead of giving it to the customers who are already placed their orders online. This is the main, challenge which we face while implementing the pre-order. So how we can overcome such challenges is one of the major challenge here, because here the two teams are working in silo, where e-com team are generating online sales and they are getting benefits from it, but the merchandising team here wants to generate their sales from the store here. So this is the main challenge we are facing. So I'm going to talk about this, and if you have any question you can ask and share your thoughts about it.
Rashi, can I want to ask you a question about the information that you just shared with us. What is order? So what I understood from this point that you just shared is that a item which is not yet been manufactured and the business is trying to sell it. Okay, so for a typical e-commerce customer user, they have this sales channels on the e-com side. People go and check out that this is the particular final product that they are going to see or get. Maybe like an electronic device, or maybe a fashion trend, or a dress, or maybe a coat, something like that. But I want to know if the same thing will apply to the what we can say is a brick and mortar store, because the traditional way of marketing a new product is now booming towards the digital part of the end of the business. So what I want to understand is how this pre-order is more focused on the e-com part, or it actually applies to the brick and mortar part also, store part also. What is your thought on that part? That is it
Yeah,
more focused on the
this is
e-com part or on the brick and mortar shops?
uh, this is interconnected. When a
Okay.
person sees a product in the pre-order or wants
Hmm.
that product, sometimes they go to the stores and actually want to see and buy it from the store instead of going online and buy it.
Yeah.
So when that basically when it comes to the fashion brands, if the person goes and want to touch it and feel it and want to buy it from the stores instead of going to the online sales, in that case what the merchandising team wants is when they come to the store, they don't walk out empty handed from these stores.
Okay.
Their motive here is when a customer comes, they have to fulfill their demands or fulfill their orders.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
just to add on to what Rashi has just talked about, I call it the way of experiencing the product. That means when you are taking pre-orders of a product from your e-commerce store, you have launched it for booking, right? Now you are taking orders for a product which is either yet to be manufactured or has already been manufactured and is on the way to your warehouse or your fulfillment center or distribution center. But in the meantime, there is certain quantity which is already available to you, which was manufactured earlier, right? There can be cases where certain quantity was available to you. So you first would like to make it available for the physical stores, that is the brick and
Okay.
mortar, so that the person who is doing the pre-orders actually, if willing to experience the product, can visit the store, see the product, feel it, get the experience, and then go ahead and do the booking on the e-com. So there is a sort of two-way,
Okay.
uh, say, um, two targets are being hit by the one arrow here. What you are doing is you are having the product in store to experience the product, and at the same time you are motivating the customer to go to your e-commerce channel and do the pre-order booking. So basically both of the channels are being entertained at the same time. Now you know, and if there is quantity in excess which is available at the brick and mortar store, customer can obviously buy that product right away if she likes it, right? If the customer has visited the store, and if the product is available already, it can be taken back, right? It can be bought from the store itself. So ultimately, if there are brick and mortar stores, you have to keep them alive. You just
Okay.
don't want to convert those into fulfillment centers, right? Because those are there for your brand awareness and to engage your customers who are visiting you, and those are for those customers who actually always would like to experience the product before they buy it. They want to feel it before they buy it. So
Hmm.
that won't ever be able to replace by anything. um, even in COVID situation, all these stores have been converted into fulfillment centers at the same time. um, they have to make sure that both the channels are being properly managed. So yeah, what Rashi is mentioning is making perfect sense here to me. So thank you, Rashi. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, apart from all these information that Rashi you just shared, I would like to mention that this is the very first time that in the Apache Obis community this topic has is being discussed, and I would also like to mention that Apache Obis is 100% capable of handling all these use cases that you just mentioned, and we just tend to use the terminology as back order instead of pre-order, but But internally, if you in the database level, if you talk about the challenges, so Apache OB is having all the data model capabilities to handle all the challenges, and it can easily handle pre-orders or back orders. So the term I am saying here, pre-order or back order, is because internally it is kind of same thing. Only the basic difference is only like a product, if first launch it is called pre-order, and if it is already available product which you want to rotate or promise inventory as per the shipments, then it is called back order. That is the basic database difference. But yes, discussing all these points in the Apache OBS community is really a great thing. And I am also looking forward that these problems that we are discussing, we also have solutions to these problems to our customers as well, right? So in our I guess upcoming sessions, we will be discussing all those solutions as well, one by one, and we will be discussing how these solutions fits to in the Apache OBS case, and the data model, how is the data model is capable to handle all these cases, and all those things that you discussed, the practical level challenges like merchandiser wants to do this, merchandiser wants to do that, and all those sort of things. So definitely this is
Yeah.
a very great thing. Thank you so
And
much.
even if, yeah, Suraj, thanks you for adding all these things to it. If there is something which is not there, that can also be discussed, like what is it that you need to do before it is actually usable for the user. The all we want to talk about is the overall core abilities that OIBIS has already got, and we should actually be touching the every possible piece of information that is there that supports this information and the statements that we have got in the form of user requirements here that Rashi just mentioned. If we can go ahead and talk about the entities involved, if we go ahead and talk about the services involved, if we can go ahead and talk about the overall views which are available that made certain searches easy for the users, that is something that we can talk about. And obviously there is the UI flow which is already available, and we can see it in action in Apache OIBIS, and that is a good thing to have when you start your journey with it. So yeah, I'm 100% agreeing with what Suraj has just mentioned. And yeah, soon enough I would love to touch the actuality of all these things, so that we all know, like, okay, what is it that that gives us the confidence to talk about such things, that OIBIS already supports all these things. Yeah, so I'm very optimistic and excited about it.
Thank you. Thank you for your thoughts about it. In the next session, we are going to talk about the solution, what we do to resolve this challenge, and furthermore, or what challenges we face. Thank you all. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
I think they have
Thank you.
directly sent it to